All right. Welcome to those of you who are watching online or offline. We are working on some crows today. I have some of them already with their butts on, some of them without butts. So we have a little variety of things we're going to be doing. But yes. I need to sew these crows for Comic Con specifically, because that is coming up very soon. So that is going to be our focus. Because I need some motivation to work on them. Well, I have plenty of motivation to work on them just because the con's coming up pretty quickly. But you know, I figured 2 birds, 1 stone, we can get things going. So, fun thing, or maybe I'll wait until I get more people watching before I say all of the stuff. So I'll just start sewing on their eyes. That one, note to self, I also need to repair the dart area because I didn't go quite long enough. We are going to work on being in frame today, because I think there were several times last stream that I sewed crows I was not in frame. That was an issue. Sir, please. Just pull one thread. There we go. Music might be a bit loud. That might be a bit better. I don't know, whatever reason on my MacBook, the Spotify settings are a bit different for at least sound-wise, which is kind of interesting. Would not have expected that. Maybe I should have, considering their different operating systems. In frame? Yes, we're in frame. Fantastic. You know, I forgot to let the Discord people know what we're doing. Hold on. My keyboard's all the way up there. At everyone, we are streaming. There we go. Wow, I misspelled everyone. That kind of defeats the entire purpose of the message. There we go. So the process to, guys, is I do a, pretty sure this is a dash stitch. It's like one of the, it's a pretty simple stitch. And then while I'm on the same eye, I can then directly start sewing onto the crow, and I don't have to do additional tying. Hello. Hello, person. Whoever joined. Welcome to the stream. I hope you've been having a good day so far. My day's been pretty good. I employed the help of my sibling because they're home now to help me out with some of the preparations for the crows. It was very silly. They've been cutting out my stickers. Like I had previously cut some out and I had like a couple left to go, and they asked me if they want me to finish it, or yeah. And I said, "Sure, go ahead." And they've been very meticulous about it, to the point where after they finished their little batch of crows, or not crows, stickers, they looked at mine and went, "That's not good enough." And then they proceeded to recut out all of the stickers so that they were all nice and neat. Very much appreciate it. However, they've been working on it for a day and a half now. I think they've been enjoying it though, because they like having tasks to do while they listen to books. See, a lot of people, I think, will have a task to do and find a book to do the task. But they like listening to books and then finding tasks to do while they listen to their book. Also, I got some new thread for the crows. This is the previous thread we used, but I also got this thread from Joann's that sews much better hand-wise. So that will make sewing the crow's butts a little bit quicker, because then the thread won't knot on me so much. That was really annoying last time. I think all of my times just tanked because I just couldn't keep the thread from knotting. We're trying out some different eye shapes for the crows. Oh, I have him up here. I have an angry crow, and then the other half of the eye is making an amused crow, and I think they make a very lovely pair. Very silly. Anyway, how's your guys' day been? Hopefully it's been good. Perhaps you did something exciting? Ah, welcome. Got another person. I have no idea. I don't normally watch the graph. This is an interesting experience, so I have no idea how quickly the graph updates. It might be a little bit behind. I would not be surprised if it's a little bit behind. I really should just put something in front of the graph like I normally do. Alright, that is one eye finished. We're putting the eyes a little bit more forward so that when you look at them from the back, it's not so cursed. Because, like, I like the look of kind of where the eye is, but then if it's too far back, then you get this effect with them, which is kind of silly. Were you the original pair? I don't think so, because that... Yeah, I think that was the correct eye. I joked about making a concussed crow, but I don't think that's not what I'm aiming for here. He already has one emotion going around. I don't need another one. We'll stick with one emotion crow. Maybe if we have some extra time, I could convince my sibling to go grab the pink embroidery thread from my backpack downstairs, and we can sew a couple crows with scars on them. Because people love a good crow with personality. Gives them character. You know, it's a little bit warm in my room, but I think I enjoy sewing with my hands a little bit warmer than colder. I was sewing downstairs yesterday and I was like, my hands are kind of cold. Don't quite enjoy that. I've been trying out Blender's 2D animation stuff with their grease pencil. I haven't done like any animating in it yet, but I've been messing around and so far it's like pretty satisfying to draw in. It's interesting drawing on a 3D shape. And kind of fun. Okay, let's match up these eyes. Please don't not. There we go. So far, the thread has been behaving, but I would not be surprised if it starts misbehaving at some point, because it likes to do that. Just when I think everything's good, fine, and dandy, the thread betrays me. Also, fun thing about the setup for today, my dad was helping me out with the lighting because he saw that I was like setting up for the stream, and he's like, what you doing? I'm like, I was gonna unplug your light that you normally keep on your desk, but then I realized I needed to set up the computer first, so I went to go do that, and he's like, okay, well, I'll help you then. He was trying out different lighting positions. He's like, you know, ideally it would be above your head. And I was like, yeah, but there's nothing to clip it to above my head. And he said, no, there is. And he climbed up on my desk and attached the clamp light to the air vent that's like just near the top of the ceiling. It looks very funny. I was not expecting it to work. One, because I didn't think the grates had a wide enough gap for the light to fit in. But then also I just didn't think about the fact that you could attach things to that. You know how sometimes there's items that you don't really think about because they exist on the wall? That's one of those things. And I was like, I guess I didn't realize it was interactable. Oh, there we go. He's betraying me again. I think maybe part of it is the thread itself starts spinning around. The thread really went. You're having way too good of a time right now. Things are going way too smoothly. We cannot have that. I would use the other thread for the eyes, but I do genuinely like how the white thread looks better. I think it's less obtrusive. Yeah, I need to put something in front of the graph. This is messing with me. There we go. That's better. Just stop staring at the graph. Nothing I can do about the graph. The people who are enjoying the content will stay. The people who are not will leave. And either is fine. Philza gives good advice for a reason. Let's continue following his advice. He has way more streaming experience. He knows what he's talking about. So I've been catching up on Gemini Tay's content, and I just reached the episode where her and Mumbo decided to play Murder Dress Up, and I think it's the greatest little thing. So great, in fact, that I think after I finish the Don't Look animation, that will be the next piece of content I make, is her and Mumbo playing Murder Dress Up. I think it's so funny. And I can draw Mumbo in, like, all of these outfits. I think it would be a very good time. There we go. I like him. He is very nice. Oh, that's right. He's not completely finished. I need to repair him here. Just completely pulled that thread through. 'Tis okay. We can try again. You know, I don't think I've properly appreciated Clipboard before. That's the song that we're listening to. I'm a big fan of Broom personally myself, but Clipboard's also pretty good. I'm sure there's another song that I'm sleeping on later in the album, because we never, like, quite reached the back of the album for me to, like, give a proper review of the songs near the back. But I'm sure there's something in there. Who knows? Maybe if I'm really feeling it, and I feel like we should, today will be a longer stream, so we can get a lot of crows finished. The goal is to finish 42 crows. I currently have about 23. I want to say 23. I think that's the number. I think I have 23 crows. So goal is 42. have a decent amount to sew, not a lot to do. So try and do a good amount of them. A good amount of them today. Awesome. Cheeky little guy. On to the next. Any votes on whether this guy should be angry or, like, because essentially I have these kind of eyes. So I could either do another mischievous one, I could do another sleepy one, I could make him more mad. Many different options. So, do you guys have any votes for sleepy or angry or happy crow? You have until I finish going around the pupil to decide. I guess if you don't say anything, I decide. But what's the fun in that? It's always, there's like a balance between how long you should have your thread. Because on one side, having a shorter thread means that you can do stitches faster. But if the thread's shorter, then you need to re-thread your needle more often. On the contrary, if you make your thread really long, then you don't have to refill it as often. Then it's also just harder in general to sew, because then you have to pull the thread way above your head. It's generally recommended that you don't make the thread longer than your arm width. Or at least, I'm pretty sure that's the guideline. It was, I think, the advice I was given at some point. Alright, none of you said anything, so I'm going to decide the crow. And he's going to be another little grinny guy. You guys are quiet today. You must be here for a chill stream, which, fair enough. Understandable. Sometimes you just need a place to listen to while you're working on your projects. I was certainly doing that today with some longer YouTube videos. And during college, I would like, maybe, I don't know, it was pretty frequently I would join in on Phil's streams, and I would watch him almost the entire time. Sometimes if I had to go somewhere, I'd leave my computer on and just let the stream run in the background. Partly so I could earn points, but also partly so he could just have another viewer. Not that he didn't already have a lot of viewers, but one extra doesn't hurt. Though at some point my computer would turn off, go to sleep. Sir, please don't not. It would be really cool if you just didn't not. running the cost benefit analysis on the. We're just gonna tuck that underneath. No one will know. It's underneath the eye. You can't see it. What are you doing, tearing off his eye, discovering his secrets? I'm not hiding my mistakes. I'm just conveniently putting them in a spot that no one can see it. Maybe I need to, like, tape a little box on my mat so I know exactly where I should be aiming to have my hands so that it's centered frame. I think I was off to the side for a good little bit there. I'm missing Bill and Ruth right now. They must be busy. They usually like have a good conversation with me, and I find I really enjoy that. I really appreciate that they join in to have a conversation. Ah, he unthreaded himself again. Let it get too short. Or I guess technically in this case it's too long. The thread got too long because the little tail wasn't long enough. The thread is getting pretty short, so I think instead of struggling on the next eye, I'm just gonna grab some new thread. Sewing with too short thread is really annoying. He looks fun. Oh, welcome. He is a very little guy. The best little guy. Now imagine like 20 more of these, and that's essentially what my basement looks like. They're all sitting in a little basket. Just so many of them, so many eyes. And most of the eyes are like just round. It is very lovely. Most of the eyes look like this. So they kind of just stare into your soul. How's your day been, Dylan? Welcome to the stream. Is this the same size? I think so. Awesome. Lovely. Have you made 20 of those? Yes, I have. Mayhaps I could convince my sibling to run downstairs and grab the basket for you, so you can see all of them. There's a lot of them. If you're wondering what they're for, it's for Comic-Con. It's one of the items I'm selling. So I want to have a good stock of them. And it's been good. Finals week is coming up fast. Yeah, I've heard. My partner just finished their last week. Like, they're almost their last project. I was gonna help them out a little bit with it, but they haven't sent me the file, so I'm assuming they either had to go to work. I assume they had to go to work. They'll probably send it to me after work. Essentially, their Maya program has been like, they took a 3D, I think it was a 3D animation class, and they were doing it in Maya. And apparently Maya doesn't have a video exporting like a high quality video exporting. So you have to export each frame as an individual image and put them together in a separate program to build your animation back up. Which I guess could work fine for smaller animations, but they have 700 frames. So it was taking them a bit to like manually do it, because when you import it into a program, it automatically assumes that your image is going to stay on the screen for 5 seconds. And if you know anything about animation, usually those images stay up for a 24th of a second. So then if you have 700 of these all at 500 seconds, that is 58 hours. That is way too long. So I was trying to help them out and be like, okay, well, what if you select all of them and sped them up 12,000%? And so that all of the frames would be so all the frames would be at the proper speed. Yeah, this does not sound intuitive. Like, I'm wondering why anyone would use this program for animation and not Blender, when Blender's sitting right there and is easier to use and more intuitive. Yeah, so I'm thinking it would work, but also it should not have to be like this. Who made this program? Why did they do it like this? My dad described it as trying to get a program to do something that it wasn't meant to. And that sounds very accurate to this. Hopefully your finals will be less stressful or less silly. Because it's not even like it's hard. That stuff is just tedious. It makes me wonder what the program was designed for. I think it was designed more for 3D modeling and maybe in terms of architecture and creating single images. Because it sounded like the animation portion was also kind of frustrating. Excuse me. I'm like constantly rechecking the eyes to make sure that I'm sewing them at approximately the same. But it's okay if there's a little wonk. People appreciate the wonk. It's what makes each crow unique. Any particular exciting finals from you, Dylan? Or are they all just essay-like papers? But those could be interesting, depending on what topic you have. No droopy eye fellas. I think this one's slightly more, I think it's pretty much similar. I could do a more droopy-eyed one. That could be interesting. If you have a particular no, not allowed to betray me thread. I know I'm using the inferior one due to color, but you're not allowed to betray me. Anyway, if you have a particular expression that you think would be fun for the crows, let me know. I could definitely do an expression. I have Angry Eyebrows Crow, and he turned out very cute. That one was requested by, I think, it was either Crow or Ruth. I'm trying to remember who requested that one. But he turned out very nice. No. I did my undergrad research this semester and I had to present it for the final grade as a pass or fail, but it went well. Oh, yeah, that's kind of stressful. Yeah, I'm glad it went well though. Hopefully the topic of research was very interesting too. Because there's nothing worse than getting stuck with a project that turns out to be not as interesting as you originally thought it was going to be. And then having to commit because it's school and you don't have time to change your topic. Yeah, I think that happened to me a couple times at school. You just kind of have to do the project they're telling you, and at some point it's not as interesting as it once was. You're just tired of it. I feel like an excited crow with angry eyebrows could be neat. Oh, that could be fun. Yeah, I could do that one. Let me just finish this eye, and then we can cut out some felt to mock it up to see how that looks. I get that. It's so hard to know at the start of the semester what will be interesting or relevant 3 months later. Yeah, I am so glad that my senior thesis project, I was still interested in it by the end, because, like, there's no way we were going to be redoing that. Oh, he's so mischievous. Look at him. I think one eye is... Hi.
I win.
You win?
I finished all of the stickers.
Oh, that's great. My sibling finally finished cutting out the stickers. What do you think of him? Dylan says hi, sibling.
Hello, Dylan. Is Dylan somebody you know personally or just a reoccurrer on the stream?
No, this person's new.
Oh, hello, Dylan.
So we got three eyes now, though I've sewed 2 of them today.
I can't get him. I can't.
What's up with him?
Stream people.
Oh. If it makes you feel better, I push the eyes forward on these 2.
That does make me feel better, actually.
He's doing his best, okay?
Have the stream people seen your stickers?
I don't think they have. Dylan, are you interested in seeing the stickers? I think Chris is grabbing them anyway, so I don't think you get much of a choice, but I'll ask anyway. They say heck yeah. Oh wait, we were gonna mock up the angry eyebrows, that's right. How many are you grabbing? All of them. Okay. I thought you maybe gonna grab one or two. Nope. Entire stock. Fair enough. Yes. Yes. That was the answer I received.
All right, we'll start out real simple.
Okay.
Of course, we've got a shadow possum and shadow raccoon,
Mhm.
and then we have little baby possum hanging from a tree, and running possum,
Mhm.
and sitting possum, and
Twin
two
possums.
baby possums, and going somewhere possum, and another forward-facing possum,
I have a lot of possums.
and banjo possum.
Banjo possum's pretty good.
All right, we're out of possums. Now we have raccoon on a tree, raccoon on a skateboard,
This is my personal favorite.
front-facing raccoon, raccoon with hands, cutie baby, raccoon washing hands, raccoon playing bongos. Now it's seagulls. Seagull on the harmonica, regular seagull with average flying capabilities,
Mhm.
twisty seagull, bread seagull, and seagull with sunglasses.
Mhm. Yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing these, and then Chris has been so helpful and lovely with cutting them out because I got these in sticker sheets instead of die cuts because the die cuts are pretty expensive. So, and I wanted a lot of variety. So they've been very helpful with making them look a little bit more
Oh,
professional.
And then the group, of course.
Yeah, my trash band.
Trash band. So,
Very lovely time. Thank you so much for cutting them out.
sure. Now I need to count them and get you an inventory. I don't know how many of each you have.
Are you procrastinating unpacking your car?
Maybe. Thing's a monster. I know. Do you have a sheet of paper I can borrow?
Yeah, I have some.
Where did your baby possum go? Where'd the shadow possum?
I don't know. You kind of just tossed things and things.
I didn't toss them anyways. I slid them across your desk, and your desk is huge.
I don't know where he went. Is he with the other stickers?
Oh, there he is. Never mind. He was in my hand the entire time.
They should be touring May 16th through the 18th, because that's when Comic-Con is.
And hopefully they'll have new members soon.
I'll get the crow eventually. He'll be playing the xylophone. It'll be great. I have paper in there if you want to grab some of those.
That's like cardstock. What the hell?
It's marker paper.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's for my Copic markers. You're really helping with the sound quality.
Oh, I am. I'm sure I am. Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll make that itinerary for you soon.
Okay.
And then you can have an actual count of how many stickers you had.
Okay. Do you want tape?
Tape.
You said something about taping them to a sheet of paper.
Am I making the placards now?
I don't know.
I would not use blue tape. I'd use like Scotch tape or something.
Okay.
Excuse me. That's for you, Dylan, specifically. I don't know if you heard that. Currently not enough stickers.
Clearly not.
Clearly. I can read. I promise.
Mm-hmm. I believe you.
No, there will be more stickers. There's
Eventually.
a crow set being planned. And then eventually pigeons, right?
Yeah, pigeons could be good, though we might do the armadillo first.
Armadillos. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Of course. Armadillo.
Armadillo.
What else did we come up with? Are you gonna do rats, or are those a little bit too common?
I don't know. I feel like they would match the trash band, but they would probably be the head singer just because of like how common they are and like how popular he would be.
Lead guitarist.
Yeah, something along that lines. Meanwhile, maybe the armadillo can play the bass.
An armadillo on the cymbals.
Oh, that's right.
Brown bear on base.
Okay. Yeah, we could do brown bear on base.
So.
We'll expand the trash band at some point. I'm just gonna
Is
stand.
Dylan your only viewer?
No, well, he wasn't. He's just the one that's talking to me the most.
It says you have one current viewer.
I know. They come and go.
Dylan needs friends. Dylan, where are your friends?
Well, Ruth and Bill, I don't know where they are. Usually they join in. I'm sure they'll join in at some point.
Where are your thousands of followers, Alyssa?
They follow
Your
me from
subscribers.
they follow me for my Hermitcraft animations.
Ah, I see.
They don't follow me for my random streams.
Fake fans. Fake fans.
It's okay. Me and Dylan are having a great
I'm
time.
glad you and Dylan are having a great time.
We're working on it, dang it. Yeah, give it time. We haven't even reached an hour yet. That's when we get peak viewership.
An hour is peak viewership?
Yeah,
Is
there's some.
that like YouTube's like, oh, you're committed?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll come back with an itinerary.
Thank you.
And you'll be like, the fuck are these names? And I'll be like, you do whatever you need to.
Oh, I totally just realized you were naming all of the stickers because they do have names.
They do have names?
Yeah, like I think one of them is called Hanging in There.
Would that be the young man hanging in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're going to have my names.
Okay.
Except for that young man who's hanging in there.
Chris decided to procrastinate unpacking their car from college and help me out with my Comic-Con prep, which is very nice of them. I appreciate it. That charming young fellow. Yep, charming young fellow. Does he know what's going on? Absolutely not. Is he charming? Very much so. Chris is so real for that. Very much. Alright, you asked me a question earlier and then Chris completely took over the show. You asked what was my thesis on? Okay, so actually, well, if you're asking this question, I might as well give you the entire thing. Okay, hold on, give me like 2 seconds. I will be right back. I need to go to my bedroom bookshelf. Alright. So, my thesis, for context, I majored in illustration in college. So, my thesis was I made a picture book. And I completed the entire thing because I decided I was going to be insane. And we can do a little story time. Won't that be fun? Let me just move things out of the way. So my book is called The Invisible Path. Don't mind all the white space. For my parents. They are the ones who encourage me the most. I am lost in the woods. I was looking for something amazing and wondrous, and I lost my way in the sticks and leaves. It is quiet. It is cold. I did what I was supposed to do. I stayed in one place and waited to be found. But it's been a long time, and the wind is strong, and I am lonely. I fear I'm never going to find my way back. From the thicket comes a noise. I sit very still, barely breathe. In front of me, a creature emerges from the brush. A friend? The creature points to the ground, to my footsteps. I stand. Follow your feet. Go where you went, along the invisible path. The footprints end. Something was familiar about this place. It is the rocks, and a hike earlier in the day. Making sure the book's in frame. The creature bounces. They beckon me forward. Up, up, the tail flicks. You must climb up. Up the hill we climb. The world seems smaller the farther we go, not as scary as events come back to me. I climbed that tree, studied that rock, sung a tune under these leaves. The creature and I reach the top. Why would they lead me here? A glow in the distance, luminescent leaves, a carved out section of woods. That looks right. I move to go down the hill. I am so close. The creature blocks my feet. Look again. Straight paths are deceiving. Instead, they lead me east, towards the river, skipping stones on stuttering surfaces. Up the river, I smell burning sticks, roasted meat, and charcoal. The path is clear, no longer invisible or hidden. I am warm and happy. I go to thank my friend, who is no longer there. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the style. I wanted to do something slightly different for my senior thesis, so I decided to do cut paper. I wanted to do something more physical because a lot of my schoolwork was done digitally, and I don't know, I was tired of looking at a screen for everything, and I wanted something to work with my hands to cut things out. So I did this, and then my school had a really nice scanner that I took full advantage of. So I would build up the illustration with my cut pieces, scan it, and then I would deconstruct the illustration, and then use some of the pieces. I'd reuse them to build up the backgrounds of another illustration. So this was paper laid on top of each other. Yeah, and some of these elements are digital because I scanned it in and then did some digital editing to get some of the colors closer to what I wanted, or to give it some lighting. But for the most part, this is traditional. And it was great that it was digital, physical, because I kept the assets, and I was able to reuse things to build it up. Like this background, I used that so many times. So it was nice that I didn't have to keep redrawing and recreating things. So that was my senior thesis book. I was quite happy with how that turned out. Okay, I don't have any eyes sewn on that. Were we doing something else? I think we were doing something. I'll sew the eyes on, and then we can mess around with eyebrows for the happy crows. Oh, clever, being able to reuse the backgrounds. Yes, very helpful. It was kind of like an animation production in that way, because animation productions also reuse backgrounds for scenes, or they'll create a more detailed one and then do the moving pictures on top. So I think it had a similar kind of vibe in the reuse aspect, at least. The only sad part is, because all of them were built in a puzzle-like fashion, I don't have any completed illustrations in a physical manner. Like, I don't have the original pieces, because each piece is built off of each other. Alright, we were doing Sad or mad? Maybe sad, because I don't think we have any sad ones yet. Just need to make sure this is at an appropriate level. I don't want the eyes to be too far in the back. Then things get weird. Yeah, kind of crazy thing too was that was not the only book I was working on in my senior year. I also had another book called Thunder in the Theater that I was hired to work on. So I was working on 2 full books in my senior year of college. I think I was slightly insane in college. Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Believe it or not, I graduated with an extra 18 credits because I was highly interested in the classes that my school was teaching. So I usually take 6 classes in a semester, which isn't as bad as STEM classes or more science-based classes, because it's less thinking work and more just time commitment. You just have to commit time to it, so you have to be good at managing your time. Yeah. Yeah, I think the only semesters that I didn't have 6 classes were my final semester, because I wanted to focus on thesis, and my first 2 semesters, because I didn't get the choice my freshman year on how many classes I wanted to take. Thank you. I graduated last year. And since then, I've worked on another book. That one hasn't been published yet, so I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to talk about it. But I'm very excited for that one to come out. Hopefully, once that one's published, I'll get some other people who are interested in my work and hire me. That'd be really nice. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We are talking about picture books, my senior thesis. If you're interested in seeing what my senior thesis is, go back like 15 minutes. And you should be able to get like a little story time, because I read through the entire book. I missed Broom. I was so busy talking about things and stuff that I missed that we were listening to Broom. 10 crows out of 10. I'm glad the crows meet your standards. I'm hoping they are just as well received at the con as you guys are currently receiving them. I feel like they will be. I had to email one of the people who were, I think they were like just answering people's questions. And I had questions about ticket pickup and when I'd be able to set up my booth. She helped me out and then also said, I'll have to stop by your booth sometime to pick up a crow. And I was like, oh, you know me. Kind of. How do you join a con booth like that? So, cons like Comic Con, they'll have on their website at like certain points, they'll open up applications for people who want to join their artist alley or be an exhibitor. And I applied early January, and I got a response pretty quickly back confirming that I would be in the show. And I was like, oh, cool. Now I need to prep. So it's pretty easy to join. The hardest part about it is the initial cost up front. You have to have a little bit of money to spend on it. Because the table itself costs like $390 about. I'd have to relook at my spreadsheet for how much it exactly cost. But yeah, it can be a little bit expensive. Hence, I'm hoping that the crows are very popular so they can help me build back up, make back the money I spent on prepping for the Yeah, I spend a lot of money. It's mostly just me with books. I could show you some of the books that I have. Hold on. Okay. As you can tell, I actually really like making books. So I have two here that I'm going to be selling, and I won't do a read aloud for this one just because it's like 156 pages. But essentially, this is my webcomic that I put into print form. So I just have a little graphic novel. Yeah, this is Bean. For anyone unaware of this character, I've been working on him since halfway through freshman year. This was one of the things I was also working on in senior year, along with everything else. You think I was insane already? I haven't even told you half of it. Yeah, so made that, ordered that. Hopefully, books are expensive. Like, ordering a bunch of books is expensive. You say when, I say now. Bean plush? Now. He's kind of big. He's kind of big. His feet are weighted. Yeah, he's kind of big. I needle felted his cheeks. Yeah, he lives on the printer. And then the other thing I made for the con was, yes, very huggable, is an art book. I am very happy with this cover. I think it's very fun. And I also put a bunch of stingrays on it. Not manta rays. Manta rays are much bigger. Inspired by the one time I was in Gulf Shores, and when I was snorkeling, I saw a bunch of stingray in like a little school. Little sea pancakes. Exactly. This one I can flip through a decent amount of it, just because it's not too long. So this has a mixture between my sketchbook content, digital content, and just concepts. So I have studies, development work. I like drawing, like I have a couple, this goes back to 2018, but there wasn't space for it on the page. But I like to redraw it every year to just see what changes and what grows. did this one on stream. This one was one of my final projects in... What class was that for? Was it senior seminar? I think it was senior seminar. Thank you. Some of the book. Flipping through these fast because I already showed these. This is a redraw of a previous illustration I made. This was a concept sketches for that big painting up there on the wall. This is colored pencil and highlighter because it was just concept sketches. Yeah, one of the classes I was taking was a painting class. Thank you. These are fruit studies done in gouache. How did I have my camera before? I completely messed this up. There we go. Landscape study done in acrylic. Watercolor. What is your favorite thing to draw or draw with? My favorite thing to draw with is colored pencils. I specifically like doing all of my sketches in them. So any sketch that you see in the sketchbook, besides this is digital. Also did this one on stream. Any, like this is done in colored pencil. I like sketching on colored pencils because it doesn't smear, and you can have, it looks more interesting than graphite pencils, and it has a similar effect as pen, where you need to be confident with your lines without being so, it's not as, it doesn't feel as permanent, and there's definitely times where I mess up, and then I can use sticky notes to fix my mistakes. You'll see it later in this book. This is going to be one of the prints I'm selling at the con. We also did this one on stream. You'll notice that a lot of the illustrations and and prints that I'm going to be selling at the con, I did on stream. Is partly why we were doing so many illustration streams up until now, was because I wanted to create content for the con, but also because I thought it would be fun. So this right here, I messed up her feet. It didn't look quite right, so I put a sticky note on it and drew over it. This is specifically for my story When It Rains. I am ideating on the people who live beyond the portal. Oh, sneak peek on what my latest book looks like. Those are the two things I can show you since it's not published yet. More When It Rains stuff. Writing on... This is done in gouache. I was initially doing like a landscape study and it didn't have anything to do with water. But I messed up and I was like, you know what? This isn't going the way I want. Let's turn it into a boat illustration because it's kind of looking like water. So sometimes things end up very different to what I was expecting them to be. And then me and my friends came up with a very silly concept, or at least it was kind of mutual ideating, but like we thought it'd be really funny if I like me, tiny little me, being Batman, and then having a really buff Robin who is doing all of the work. Very silly concept, so I decided to do some pose studies of me as Batman. Happy Batman. It would be so disconcerting. Literally, Superman would probably visit the city and be like, "Who are you?" And I would be very cheerfully go, "I'm the knight!" And he'd be like, "No, you're not." Who are you? What random child did he adopt that took over his position for some reason? Batman if his parents didn't die. What love and care does to someone exactly. Some pose studies. I needed to study how people looked from the back cuz I don't know, sometimes that's a difficult pose to draw sometimes. This one's my favorite. This illustration I created specifically for the book. I wanted something that was kind of fluid and bendy and kind of like you're staring into a weird camera. This is one of my favorite pages. This is essentially a... Thank you. I think he is very cute. This is one of my favorite pages. I essentially doodled a bunch of creatures just with my Micron pen. So you can see where the colored pencil has come in handy for line confidence, because there was no undersketch on these. My favorite little guy is this one. Though this guy's pretty good too. Sibling just walks out of the bathroom singing. Fair enough. I went to a car show with my friends, and because it was a car show, they had the guts of cars, and I decided to take it as a studying opportunity. The camel in the top left gives me life. Yeah, he's pretty nice. I think he was the first one I doodled. I bring my sketchbook with me everywhere. Like, I bought my backpack specifically so he could fit, my sketchbook could fit in it. Because I was before kind of just carrying it in my arms all the time. And I think genuinely I was giving my arms a workout because I was carrying it so long. And I needed the bag. This is the main character of a picture book concept that I'm working on called Cataloging the Clouds. This girl is absolutely obsessed with clouds, and she has a book full of her favorite ones. And she has a camera, and she goes to different places and will take pictures of them. And in the story, she is going on a plane ride to go see the morning glory clouds in Australia as like a little family trip. And there's a girl who's also going, and she's very, not to the morning glory clouds, but is on the plane ride with her. And she's pretty nervous about the plane ride. And because she's nervous, she decides to info dump everything she knows about clouds, to the point that the parents switch seats so that the kids can sit next to each other the entire plane ride and just talk about clouds. This is more stuff for when it rains. The three main characters, a little bit of concept on how some of the magic system works. She looks like Mabel from Gravity Falls. A little bit in the sketch version. Oh, hold on. Where's the colored version of her? Because I have a colored version. You guys just keep talking about things, and then I, like, go, wait, I can show you. So, this is her colored. Very cute. And this is the other girl who's, like, very nervous about riding on the plane. I'm sure I could have, like, a story with all of these kids at some point, because they're all such characters. I don't know what her deal is, but she has something going on, and I think she would be really fun. Feral energy, really. More Lena stuff. That's this character's name. This is Lena. This is her friend. I haven't figured out her name yet because I still have a lot of research to do on this character and her culture before I can comfortably name her. So for now, she's been labeled LF, as in Lena's friend, and that can't become her real name because that's not allowed. And then this is Payson. This is the tired PhD student who's going slightly insane. Ivy? Are you suggesting a name? Because that cannot be her name. She is she is rooted in Native American culture, so I need to have someone from that culture tell me what is an appropriate name for that character, because I have no idea. All I know is that I want to do her justice, and she is very much needed for the story, so I need to find a cultural Oh, fun. Yeah, I'm specifically referencing the people from Maine. The a lot of my reading has been done with the Wabanaki Nation. What was it called specifically? There was like a specific grouping of it. It was like, yeah, with them, but it was like a specific portion, like a specific group of them that I was referencing, or at least that's going to be the building of the main group. So I definitely need to go out and take a trip there and visit the museum. They have like really nearby. Yeah, thank you. I want to do it justice, because I think it's very annoying when representation is added as just like an excuse for representation, not like deliberately. Because one, I feel like that's just, you're trying to tick a box rather than add something to the story. And I want her experience to like be integral for the reason why this story works, not something that seems like it's added in for the we need diversity, because that's just missing the point. Thank you. I definitely need to find someone else who can like talk with me about it. I tried to find a professor who wrote the textbook that I was referencing for a lot of at least my beginning research, but he didn't feel comfortable enough being the person I went to for knowledge, which, fair enough. Though I do wish he had another person I could talk to about it. Oh well, I will just have to continue searching. This is a page of Link, because I think Link is very funny, and also Linked Universe specifically is very funny. So I did a couple little ink drawings of that. Fish, because I'm obsessed with fish. Lonk. From Breath of the Reef. Yeah, more sketches. LF, but as a child sitting underneath the willow tree. One of the main things I want for the story, because this is taking place in another world, like every 100 years or so, when it rains, puddles turn into portals and creatures emerge from them. And I want it to be where willow trees have a fun thing where their branches snap off and they fall into rivers and streams, and they just have clones further down because the branches essentially propagate themselves. So I thought, what a perfect tree to take over a completely different world in a slightly invasive way. Plus I like the construction of willow trees. I think they're fun. Another thing I did was, because part of the reason why I wanted willow trees to be in there was because I think it would be really cool if I could have them build a lot of their structures out of willow, because there's living structures. I don't know, it felt like it fit with the group's vibe of trying to be more connected with the place they live. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a people comparison, where in our current society we focus a lot on big things and creating a lot of stuff, where I want them to be focused on a lot of small things and the perfection of a craft. So they're not too focused on making big homes and spreading out. They're more focused on individually decorating their homes and making it a space that they personally enjoy. Some fashion illustrations, because I think outfits are fun to illustrate. This was my personification with working with a client. We had different ideas of what was going on, and I still don't know what she wanted from me. I'm glad you guys like the concept. And this is the end of the art book. And so hopefully those are well received and my books sell a decent amount, because it'd be nice to make a little bit of money back. But I also just have people enjoy my work enough that they want to take it home with them. As you can tell, I really like talking about my work. I think we went on a good 30-minute tangent. Anytime one of my friends come over, I will excitedly go, "You want to see my wares?" and drag them upstairs to show them all of my Comic-Con preparations. Thank you. Yeah, I personally find enjoyment in my work, and I also find that I enjoy people's work more when they talk excitedly about it. Because even if I don't exactly vibe with their work, I always find it infinitely more interesting when they tell me all about it. Just telling me all about the concepts, what they were thinking, what was going through their head. So even if I don't necessarily like the style all that much, I still find it interesting. I have to boogie, but I hope to catch your stream another time. Do you have a schedule? Yeah, I stream every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. EST. If you follow me, I definitely let people know in the community post section. Though unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be streaming next week because I have some family stuff going on. It'll depend. I'll let you guys know a little bit closer when I figure out what's going on, but I think I'll be doing something that day, so I don't think I'll be doing a stream. But I'll definitely be streaming not next week, but the week after that. I'm usually very consistent about it. Good to know. I can't wait to see your next stream. Thank you. Glad you guys enjoy it. If you could not tell, I like talking to people. It's nice hearing about other people's perspectives and getting a different view on how my work is perceived, because I create a lot of my stuff in a bit of a bubble. Like, I have my parents that I can show it to, and I have my siblings. But yeah, it's nice to have other people look at too. Got to go, but thank you so much for the stream. See you later, Dylan. Thank you guys both for communicating with talking with me. It was very enjoyable talking. It was a very enjoyable conversation. You guys have a good rest of your night or day, whatever time it is for you. What? Hi, Chris.
I'm reading.
Okay.
Are they leaving? Or are you leaving?
They have somewhere to be, so they are leaving.
Dasha?
No. The Dasha is feral. No, I was showing them an illustration.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm blocking your.
You having fun there?
Yeah. I'm viewing the conversation.
Okay.
Wow, you guys have been talking.
Streams tend to go by a bit quicker when I have conversation and comments going.
CHRIS, by the way.
Just gonna read all of my comments then.
What am I so real for?
You know, it's high. I can't even remember what we were talking about. I think it was the procrastination.
Oh, of my vehicle.
Yeah. That, or it might have been the finding tasks to do while you're listening to a book. It was either of those. But it was probably the procrastination. Probably.
Being plush when? Yeah, exactly.
Being plush now.
That's not mass produced though.
It is not. But I think they were just thinking of the concept.
These crows are mass produced.
These crows are handmade with love.
They're handmade with something, that's for sure. Glass.
What are you
actually.
accusing me of?
You're stabbing them.
With love.
Oh, did you show the Dungeon Meshi?
Yeah, I showed them my art book.
Oh, nice. You know, I could have signed on to, I could have signed on to the stream, but, you know.
Yeah, you could watch my stream. Especially
Dylan?
since I think a lot of people left because they had
Dylan
things to
leave?
do. Yeah, they both had to leave.
Oh, what?
I know.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah, today's been slightly slow day on stream.
What was your peak? Viewers.
It was, I think, 6.
Oh.
It's okay. We're having a chill time.
It's okay.
It's okay. Thank you for putting my screen back up. I didn't need to stare at the graph. Maybe I should text Corbin.
What was this one's name?
I
think I named him Prim Sitter or something like that.
Something like that. It was either that or Raccoon Stare.
Specific.
I know, isn't it?
I think the ones I named are super obvious. You'll be able to tell.
You know what? Hold on. I know it's paused. Give me a second. I am texting my friend. I am Street Crows. Hi, C Buttons. Welcome back. I am texting Corbin to see if he wants to join. Just so I can keep my energy up, because I know I do better when I have people talking to me in the chat, which I'm so glad you joined. There we go. Video back up. How have you been doing? Hopefully your day's been going well. Unfortunately, Dylan had to leave before he could see the excited crow with angry eyebrows. You'll just have to take a picture of it at a different time. It's amazing how much faster I sew when the thread's not thwarting me. I'm good, just got my wisdom teeth yanked out, so recovering. Ooh, yeah, that's not fun. Hopefully you got completely knocked out for that, because I couldn't imagine doing a surgery like that and being kind of awake. I know that when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, they were very kind to completely knock me out. Awesome. Got 4 crows with eyes. Oh, let me just... There you go. Awesome. Let's do excited crow with angry eyebrows. Not completely sure how this will look, so we're gonna... I do not know where the camera is pointing. There we go. We're gonna cut this out, mock it up, see how it looks, and if we like it, we'll keep it. Oh, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Hope the crow making is going well. It is going very well. Thank you for the donation. I very much appreciate it. Hope your wisdom tooth recovery is going well. What do we think about the angry eyebrows? I think they're a hit. I think we have to do those now. I'm very glad I cut that the way that it did. Those are some good eyebrows there. Angry for sure. Exactly. It's very good. Dylan was very smart. Good idea, Dylan. Hopefully he sees the crow, because maybe I'll put it in the community post tab. Be like, hey Dylan, this one for you. Here's the angry crow with... Here's the mischievous crow with angry eyebrows. I think for this one, we're gonna switch thread colors. This thread color's dark green because Joann's had a serious thread shortage. Apparently that was the first thing to go in their everything must go sales. I think the thread's dark enough that it doesn't look too out of place. That thread was longer than I thought it was going to be. All right. Chocolate part 1's pretty fun too. Oh, this thread's long. He may be too long, actually. I think I made that thread too long. Any time the thread fully extends my arm length, we have an issue. For reference, I am pulling my arm like completely behind me. That's how long the thread is. Okay, we need to choke that thread a bit more. I think it's choked as much as it can. Alrighty then. Yeah, part of the problem with having thread be super long is that it's more liable to knotting, which is our enemy in this process. Because knotted thread means longer sewing, which is not desirable. Why are you making crows, if you don't mind me asking? I love that you're asking. I love yapping about the reason why I'm making things. Okay, so the reason why I'm making a whole bunch of crows is because I am participating in a Comic-Con, and these are one of the things I'm going to be selling. Early in the stream, I was showing off other things that I was making and selling. Like, I have a graphic novel, and I also have an art book. So stuff like that. I am hoping to have a good selling time, meet some people, talk to them, yap about my work, and then also I'm hoping to treat it as a networking opportunity. This thread's... the placement of this eyebrow doesn't seem right. Alright. Unfortunately, we're gonna need to pull out what I'm sewing currently and reposition this eyebrow because I didn't do it properly. He's a little bit higher than I want him to be. Ooh, very fun. What con are you jumping to? Alright, so the con I'm participating at is called Motor City Comic Con. It is the one located in, well, not in, but very close to Detroit. I say close as if it's not like 40 minutes away from Detroit. Yeah. Figured it would be a good one because it's not like... I mean, it's not the closest location to me, but it wasn't the farthest either. So it was a good one to test the waters with because it's located near, kind of in smaller town. So it's not as intimidating to drive into as a big city is. So I'm excited about that bit. Oh my gosh, what is happening? I just wanted to move the eyebrows.
I have your inventory.
You have my inventory.
I have your inventory.
Oh, is that what you're using the paper for?
What did you think I was using it for?
I didn't know.
I said I need paper for the inventory.
I should have given you one of my pieces of parchment paper.
That's why I was confused why you were giving me this thick piece of
I didn't know what you're doing with it. Also, I have so much of it. I don't know what to do with that paper.
So, you have 143 possum stickers, 20 banjos, 28 runners, 9 hanging in there, 21 twins, 19 prim proper side profile, 15 hams, and then 18 limbless portraits, and then 13 shadows. And then you have 110 raccoon stickers, 20 banjos, 9 hand washers, 21 sit-and washers, 9 angry, 9 prim sit cutie, 11 tree boys, 10 skater boys, and 21 shadows. And then you have 142 seagulls, 26 harmonicas, 18 breads, 26 twisty men, 31 bad flyers, and then 41 sunglasses. 41 sunglasses!
That one, there was 4 on each sheet.
For a total of 395 stickers, 361 $2 stickers, or I don't know how much you're charging for the 361 regular size stickers, and then 34 shadows.
Okay. So from like $3.95, that would be like what? 7.
I would calculate based off of that number because these are only 50 cents each, right?
I see. So $3.60. It's like what, $7.20? And 7.
I can do the actual cost thing. I just need to grab my computer, which is in my vehicle.
Buddy, you really need to unpack
I
that
do need to
vehicle.
unpack my vehicle. Oh, do you have a new chatter?
I do. This is C Buttons.
Hello, C Buttons.
They're having a wonderful time recovering from wisdom tooth surgery.
Oh no. Did you drink pineapple juice beforehand? I've heard that helps with the swelling a lot. I'm not so sure afterwards, but I had a friend who like chugged an entire bottle like the day before and she had like 0 swelling. It was crazy.
That's so oddly specific. Just a bunch of pineapple juice.
It's anti-inflammatory.
I guess. I had like a specific, I think it's in the drawer, but you had to do it beforehand. It's like, I don't know exactly. It kind of tasted like peppermint, so I think it was like mint based. It was essentially a spray that you sprayed in your mouth for a couple days before and after the surgery to reduce the swelling of the gums. And I didn't have too much swelling. And it was also good for a late... I totally messed this up. Wow.
What did you do?
I didn't like the placement of the eyebrows, so I tried to change it, but then something went weird. So we're just gonna hide our mistakes under the eyebrow.
Okay. Have fun with that.
Thanks. No one will know.
Oh no.
No one will know. Except for the 4 people who are watching.
I think only 3 people saw it. Maybe only 2.
It's okay. They won't tell.
Hi. Yeah. Good to I don't know, see you vaguely. I mean, you're kind of I can't really, I know you're there.
How ominous.
Okay. I'm not sure what to do now. I guess I could clean up the scraps so they're actually usable.
You could do that. You could, I don't know, mess around with the spreadsheet if you want it.
But that requires me to get my laptop.
Where's your laptop?
In my car!
No, I know that.
Remember this.
I know, but like where in your car?
To be fair, it's probably one of the more accessible items.
I figured, because why would you place your
It's in my
laptop underneath your
backpack.
base?
And my backpack was one of the last items that I put in there.
Okay. You know, you could go free him.
I could go free him.
You know, we could work on, like, other things, like
Are you
Trooper
trying to say
Kenobi.
Trooper Kenobi? Leave me alone.
I left
Akira.
I left you well enough alone during when you were busy.
Technically, I still have one more exam.
Okay. And you
And
spend
our
all
EMT is really important, actually.
you spent all day cutting my stickers.
I did spend all day cutting your stickers. Is that a crime?
No, I'm just saying you have very mixed priorities here.
See, the thing is, cutting the stickers, I still get to listen to my audiobook.
I see. I see what it is.
Yeah. I hope you know.
I'm just super scared of getting dry socket. That's fair.
Have you tried being moist?
You can't tell people that. Have you tried? I think they have.
Well, I actually don't know much about aftercare for wisdom tooth surgery
Seeing as you haven't done it yet,
yet. Both of you should assume I'll do it.
if you want to keep your teeth straight, I feel like you'd have
both
to.
of you to assume that my wisdom teeth are going to grow in crooked. One
think-
of them's already like emerged. I hope you know that. Like it's in my mouth currently. Like I chew with it on the daily.
What a sentence. I chew with it regularly. I would sure hope so. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the Angry Crow. Just unhinged conversations in the background. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, why would they be concerned? What else are they expecting? Did you know my pencil? It does like the. Like I can tell what like pencil lead I have in there.
Oh. Interesting.
For the viewers, for the context.
You're gonna have
It's
to
got
hold
like
it
a-
closer.
Oh shit! It's got a panel, and it like shows the grade of the graphite in there. That's super clear. I'm sorry, it's the Graph Gear 1000.
This is so off topic. C-Buttons is like, this
Your
was...
streams are so much more interesting when I'm here. I know it. I know they are.
You know, they're pretty interesting when I have, like, multiple people, too, to just, like, bounce off the most random, crazy ideas. C-Buttons can attest that this is chill in comparison to some of the other
Oh, is
streams.
Steve Bunny a returner?
No, I just...
C-Buttons?
C-Buttons. Yeah, I've seen them before.
Oh, okay. Now the real question is, have I invaded a stream that they've watched before?
I don't think so.
I show up sporadically. Like, you stream for, like, several hours, and I show up for, like, 5-10 minutes tops, so... You gotta be here a while to have a good chance of catching me.
Especially since half the time you're not even at the house when I'm streaming.
More than half the time. I think I've only, like, invaded 3 of your streams. This is gonna happen more often now, though, because I'm here.
As long as you're not working on Wednesdays.
Well, that's a good point. I may or may not be working on Wednesdays. And a lot of you people say, oh, it's like 10 p.m. where you live. Why would you be working? EMT work. They don't sleep for no one. You falling down the stairs and an old lady being unable to stand and then calling 911. Do not wait for no time.
I'm still greatly amused by the Bermuda Triangle that is in the bathroom.
Yeah, for all of you who don't know, so the first thing that happens when you feel ill, is you get a really great idea. You're like, I know a place. And, that place just happens to be that crevice between the wall and the toilet. So an old man in his 50s experiencing chest pains radiating down his left arm. He's like, I know a place. And then he keels over in that place, between the wall, the sink, and the toilet. And that's known as the EMS Bermuda Triangle. They always find it it's apparently the perfect place to have an emergency. And then your first responders are left trying to fish them out of the crevice. So, if you do happen to be feeling ill, do not fall between the crevice of your toilet in the wall. It's really annoying to pick you up out of there. Try to go for open areas if you can. Your bed is a great spot to go.
Aim for the bed. It's great.
Unless it's lofted, then maybe just the floor of your bedroom. Please choose the spot of your emergency carefully.
You know,
That's an EMT PSA. So.
You know, thinking about it, I'm pretty sure Dad, when he was having his little medical episode, went to the bathroom.
They always fucking like, I'm feeling nauseous. Let me just sit by the toilet, and then they fold over, and then they draw comfort from the wall, and they just worm their way up in there, and you're like, God damn it, not again.
When Chris is on the stream, 10 out of 10 more swearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to be family friendly?
I mean, you don't have to worry about it too much, because it's not like I have a whole bunch of people.
I'm
But
gonna demonetize you.
because I do know Madison and Olivia follow my account, and I never know when they're watching my content.
I certainly hope they're not watching your streams at 11 p.m. They're like 9.
I know. I just don't know when they watch my content, because it's not like this is the only time they could watch
do you,
it.
like, record your, do you post them afterwards?
Yeah, they just get they're like videos that you can see on my channel.
Do you have a Discord?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh my god, that was nasty. I'm so sorry.
They're only apologizing because they're on stream. They don't normally
That was
apologize.
actually really gross. Oh. There was so much that happened in that conversation, C buttons. Which one are you saying oh to?
Probably the Bermuda Triangle. That was the longest rant that you did. Also, chat is a little bit delayed, so that doesn't help.
Delayed, but they're only delayed by 15 seconds, right?
I think I did a test. It's about 9 seconds, but some people it might be a little bit more delayed, depending on where they are.
Depending on how good their
Yeah.
internet is. Too.
Yeah. Just kind of have to wait a bit for clarification.
I would love to have some clarification. Alyssa's busy right now.
Love this fun fact for today. Thank you. C Button said thank you for the fun fact.
Oh, you're welcome.
Chris is full of them.
I have so many.
It's their favorite activity.
I have. You know, it's anyone's guess on how much I know about on any given subject.
I feel like there's a meme that directly correlates with you.
There's that one sound is just like, who built Mount Rushmore or whatever, and where is it located?
I don't know.
How am I supposed to know? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what
right?
you're talking about. Flipping through my book. I think it would be really funny if I got copyrighted for your little song in the background.
Do they do that?
I have no idea. All I know is that copyright is a beast sometimes.
What are they gonna copyright?
We adults here. I feel like C Buttons is watching this stream slightly delayed.
Perhaps. Maybe they're just a little bit behind.
Maybe.
That's okay.
It's okay.
We still appreciate you. You're gonna come to the future and realize we're talking directly at you. Directly at you.
That's what live streaming's for. Directly talking to the audience.
It is.
Yes.
Oh, they gave you $10 too.
Yeah, they did. They were very kind.
that'll buy you like, I don't know, like 2 yards of fabric.
I think corner bathroom.
I think corner. Oh, this is fun to watch.
I assume this is them elaborating. Haven't you flipped through this book before?
I have. I read it when on your like senior thesis day or whatever.
Yeah. And that's when you met the other Chris.
Yes.
Just so you know, me and Hayden have a nickname for you and the other Chris.
I would love to know.
You are Crispy, and he's Crisper.
That's not any less confusing. Well, to be fair, did you steal the crispy from my rugby teammates?
Kind of. So I was like, it's Crispy and Crisper, because Christopher, which is a constant nickname of Hayden's, or just like elaboration on his name, and then Crispy.
Crispy. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, to be fair, that's exactly how the rugby team got to my nickname too. So, you know. I don't know what that's suspicion. I think that's what that is.
Suspicious crow. Oh.
He's well shaped.
Thank you. I think the shapes are pretty consistent on them. Oh, okay. That was a little threatening.
What's the SpongeBob grab?
Oh, that's where it went.
Oh, your pin?
Yeah. I'm not behind. No. You're so behind. What?
My favorite thing to do when I'm late to a stream and I'm catching up is I'll put it on like 1.5 speed or like 2 times speed until I'm caught up to like regular time. I used to do that all the time when I was watching Jacksepticeye's streams. Because like he'd stream for like the entire day and I'd want it to be up to date, but I didn't want to miss anything because he'd reference back to it, so I'd watch the entire thing, but like the first half I'd be like super accelerated. What are you looking for?
Things and stuff and things.
Be more specific so I can help you find it. Ass fabric.
Yeah. Butt fabric.
Ass fabric. Do you have any cut currently?
Kind of.
What does this mean? Oh.
I just need to trim it a bit so it fits.
Is Dad downstairs?
Dad downstairs?
I hear the speakings of the interwebs.
Oh. Probably. I mean, I don't think he's up here.
Well, certainly not.
So by definition, he is downstairs.
If he was up here, he'd either be in my room or in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not in either, so.
You never know. He could be in my closet. To clarify, I don't think he's actually in my closet.
Does he appear in your closet sometimes?
No, I'm just making a joke on how I like to sit in my closet occasionally, and then he won't know where I am until he looks in the closet, and he's like, "Why are you here?"
Why are you in the closet? We love you.
Well-shaped crow, yes. See, Buttons, you are very amusing. I think you're like a full minute and a half behind or something.
I think maybe even 2 minutes. I don't know.
It might feel a little bit longer, but you might not be wrong.
It also depends on how long it takes them to type up their message.
Yeah, that too. Maybe the world just feels really slow with their pain medications for the wisdom.
Who's to judge? Certainly not I.
I mean, maybe that's what I was like when I joined my class after my biopsy.
Were you conscious through your biopsy, or were you?
No, they knocked me out, and I woke up.
Was that under request?
No, they just did it.
Oh, that's interesting, because I was awake for my biopsy.
No, they didn't want me awake for my biopsy, which I was fine with because the last time I was awake for a biopsy in the thyroid, that was not comfy.
Well, it's not the most comfortable. I don't know if you've ever had C buttons. I don't know. This is for you. I don't know if you've ever had a needle aspiration biopsy, but being unconscious is optional. Oh, hello, Bones. Bones.
Hi, Hayden.
Oh, hello, Hayden. How are you? I didn't. Bones?
And bones.
A needle aspiration biopsy. Being unconscious is. You caught up. The needle aspiration biopsy. I was conscious for that, and so you can actually feel them. I don't know if you've ever had an anesthesiologist student attempt to put in a vein in the back of your hand and miss and wiggle it around. It's like that, but kind of in your neck. At least for a thyroid biopsy. And so you can feel them moving in there. And they'll give you stuff to make you go a little bit cuckoo. Or not really cuckoo, but just feel out of it. But at least for me, they didn't make me fully unconscious. So I got to pick the music. And then also the nurses were messing with everything because it wasn't super serious because I wasn't, like, unconscious. So, like, I don't know if you, again, I don't know how much you know about, like, surgery procedures, but, like, anytime you're in there, they're going to have you on an EKG. So those are those little taps that are around your heart. And so they have EKG strips, and those pick up the rhythms that are under your skin. And so the nurse was messing with and was like, here, watch this, and she like just tapped on my test really fast, and so the monitor started panicking like I was having
A cardiac episode?
a STEMI, a trachycardia, something. Something that would be really bad to have. So like she was tapping it fast if it was reading like 280, which I don't know if you know this, that's not great. So she was messing with it, and I the other nurses and like the doctor didn't know that was gonna happen, so they all whipped around and just started laughing. We were having a great time, very amusing. So you know.
See, I'm thinking it would have been a lot more enjoyable for my biopsy at U of M rather than Beaumont.
Oh, was it at Beaumont?
No, because, see, I had 2 biopsies.
Oh.
One was at Beaumont, I think, and the other one was at U of M. And U of M was the one I was unconscious for. And the first one I did, I wasn't unconscious for. And the guy was kind of boring. And also, they didn't get the anesthesia correct on, the topical one.
Oh.
So, I
Was
could...
that the one that you broke out in hives for?
No.
You sure?
Yes, actually, it was the one I broke out in hives for. Yeah, so, like, they didn't give me enough numbing on it, so then at first I could feel it. Yeah, I was about to say C buttons. That's a lie. You just had surgery. First one.
Yeah. So that one, they probably had you in EKG. I mean, I don't know what level of anesthetic you have, but...
I mean, they didn't have me on, like, I don't know. I think they had, like, something maybe on my finger, and then they just kind of swabbed the area and were poking into my neck, and it was just really uncomfy the entire time. Like I felt like my toes were practically curled, and I was just kind of yeah.
The
So
thing on your finger was an SpO2 monitor, which checks how well you're breathing and also does your heart rate. So.
yeah, so probably that. It was a lot less serious than the U of M one, and I greatly enjoyed the U of M one much more.
That's why wisdom. Oh, for the one at Beaumont.
Over the one at
The
Beaumont, yeah.
biops- Yeah.
Yeah, the
okay.
biopsy, yeah.
Excuse me.
'Cause,
That one was not as gross.
yeah, after that experience, I had no desire to be awake for it, and I was very glad that I was not. So then I just woke up, and it was really funny. The reason why we're talking about this, I woke up. We got majorly sidetracked. I woke up, and I was like loopy from after the surgery, and I was like, I have to join my class. And they're like, what? I was like, my class is going on right now. I can still make it. I think they were talking about color theory or something. Could not remember what they were talking about. But I was just I think I amused the nurses a lot by being like, I need to join my class. Pulls out laptop.
This is like COVID era when everything was still online.
So then I'm just in my class,
Do you put
just
something under
loopy. Under the tail, yeah. Partly why I pulled some out. Also so I could fit the beanbag better. Overall, very silly. I should have just not gone in because
It's like, are you sure about that?
me typing in chat not making any coherent sense.
Professor's extra concern.
Professors, wow, you made it. Yeah, I made it.
Are you here?
Me falling asleep.
And also, yes, I cut up the stream.
I have to go to work now. You just got out of surgery. What do you mean? I'm doing great.
He's prepped.
Oh, thank you.
You still have so much work to do on him, though.
Okay.
Him's a face, right?
Yeah, I could either sew the face or I could sew on another butt. But he is ready.
He's so rotund.
He is. I make sure I stuff them a good amount so that they get their peak shape. We're not gonna have any underfilled crows here.
I have to go to work now.
Also,
I have to go to school now.
also,
Go to school.
Hayden, you never sent me the zip file. I assume I just didn't send you my email soon enough that you had to go to work before you could do so. But if you still want me to do that, you can send it to me.
Zip file. What are they sending you?
Essentially, they were having... Okay, so their Maya project had them exporting... It doesn't render video for their animation. So you either do, like, a really quick render that's not meant for anything other than, like, testing the animation, or you export each individual frame as an image, and then you put it into a video editing program to put it back together.
It's horrible. I hate doing that.
Yeah. So the problem is, anytime you export an image into a program, it does it at 5 seconds. So then you have to cut.
It down to whatever frame rate, or 0.24 or whatever.
So I did the math, and I was like, hey, Hayden, if you select everything and then speed it up by 12,000%,
Then you don't have to cut anything?
yeah, it will do the 1/24 of a frame per second that you need. But they were having trouble with it because I don't know if it was just their computer or if it was just whatever, something was going wrong. And I was like, hey, Hayden, I could do it for you. I'm like imagining what could happen, and I think I could do it pretty quickly. If you want, I can help you with it. So
The real question is, why isn't the program rendering it?
That is the real question. I told Dad about it, and he's like, it sounds like they're forcing a program to do what it's not supposed to be doing, not meant to be doing. And I have to agree.
Are we using Krita?
No, it's Maya.
Oh, I was gonna say, because Krita doesn't render animations very well either.
Yeah.
You can animate in Krita, but you better not be hoping to time the animation in Krita. Which is kind of unfortunate. At least don't time it to your audio, because it fucks up the entire thing. I've tried to make so many animatics in Krita and lost my mind doing so. I swear to God. That's why when you let me use your Photoshop, I was so pleased. Because I could actually render things. And it was beautiful. I could time things to the sound without having to export it to my Windows video editing software.
I was like looking at you.
Each image down to like 0.16 of a second, and then
Krita was
my place. See, I like painting in Krita though. I do. I enjoy the tools for blending, and I enjoy that bit of Krita. It's just it doesn't work well for animatics unless you want to like hate yourself. Like even when I did have access to Procreate, I would still do like anytime I was doing any painting, like any realistic or blending work, because fucking the Procreate brushes, not Procreate, Photoshop. The Photoshop brushes, they would not blend. I could not figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And Krita, you can just smooch and it just does.
Yeah.
Did I ever show you my hand that I did?
I think you
Krita?
did.
Yeah, those.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
I should hope so. I spent numerous hours on it.
Yeah. I still have yet to find a blending brush in Photoshop that I'm like super enamored with. It's easier to find blending brushes I like in Procreate.
That's something Photoshop needs to work on.
I think it's just a me problem in the sense that I need to download a brush.
You shouldn't have to download a brush just to blend your fucking colors. You should just be able to smooch.
Krita doesn't like me and would delete itself from my PC, so I gave up.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Have you tried Fire Alpaca?
Fire Alpaca, I hate the way it looks, like on an aesthetic level. And also it was like built for manga,
Okay.
so
But I heard it's still pretty decent as a drawing program.
yeah, it's not bad. That was the first one I actually used, but I like Krita a lot more.
But if Krita's giving you issues...
If Krita's like deleting itself, it's like, fuck you, I'm out.
You can't appreciate a good thing.
There's not much you can do about that.
Another good one is Drawpile. That one's pretty fun. One of the best things about it is that you can draw with other people. So if you get another friend to download it, you guys can draw together remotely.
Me when I put the line art on your sketch and you're like, no, no, stop it, no, it's bad, what are you doing?
That would
Me
be
when I chicken scratch my way through the lines.
that would be an interesting challenge for us to do, where
One person does the sketch, another person does the line art, another person does the flats, and another person does the render. That could be interesting.
like we could do two pieces where one person does the sketch and then the other person does the line art, and then we go from there.
That could be fun.
That could be fun.
Especially because we have very, very different styles.
Alpaca interface is not for eye candy. You get what you get with it. Procreate is all I'm holding on to right now.
Real. Alpaca is... I don't even know what, like, to compare it to aesthetically. I'm trying to think of, like, shitty-ass programs.
Would it be like early 2000s websites?
It never got updated. Not aesthetically, anyway. They made it and they're like, yeah.
This is good. Peak content right here. Nothing about this needs to change.
It's giving 2012 MS Paint, maybe. Or like the drawing game from fucking the Wii.
You know, maybe I need to go back into that program. See how actually awful it is to draw on it.
That could be a fun stream challenge.
If I could connect the Wii to my computer,
You could do it a bullshit way and just shove your camera at the TV screen.
that would be awful.
There's gotta be a way you can, like, do you have an HDMI cable?
I have several HDMI cables.
And you
I-
can connect your laptop to the TV.
You can.
I'm not sure how that, like, would interface, though.
I don't know. I've heard something about needing a capture card in order to capture Adobe devices. It's like if you were drawing on the Xbox 360 with a headache.
Correct vibes.
You keep standing behind the light.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need a...
You just need to pick a position and stay in it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got that light right up there, and I didn't even consider that the almost titty lamp over here would get my shadow.
Yeah, I'm relying on both of them. We really need better lighting setup in here.
Art medium,
I feel like if there's an art...
you haven't tried leather work yet.
No, I have.
Have you carved the leather?
No, but I've sewed in shearling.
I feel like shearling is not, like, proper introduction to most leather work.
Fair enough. Oh, so, hi Perry! It's been so long since you joined a stream. Welcome back. I have a question for you. I'm not sure if this is the best place to ask it, but I've been meaning to email you about it. I've been wondering if you'd be interested in collabing on a video with me, because I think that would be really fun. No pressure.
Business proposition.
Hey, homie, I was watching VODs. Oh, dear. Yes! Yay!
Goodness, you're killing them.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm so excited. I was like building it up in my head. I've been thinking about it for like a good month. And I was like, I need to ask them, but I don't.
If only they were here.
If only they were here, and then they come. Yeah, so I think for that, like, one of the things I wanted to do was try and figure out, like, a video idea before I came up to you with it, but then you were here, and I was like, I'll just ask. We can come up with something later.
You haven't done metalwork yet.
I've done metalwork.
I meant, like, forgery.
Oh, okay.
Like, heating it up and then banging it with a hammer.
Okay.
That's a little bit hard to get into. There's a very large barrier of entry for that one. You've done sculpture work, though, with, I'm sure, like, pieces of wire.
Yeah, I've done armature work. I wish people would come to me and ask.
Let you be the
Yes.
I am so glad you're open to it, because I was like, I don't know. I wasn't sure about your feelings on it, because I looked at your about page, and I was not completely sure if you were open to the idea, but I figured the worst you could say was no. So I was going to email you at some point, probably after I finished my, I need to sew it the back of his head, after I finished my Don't Look animation, but I am glad you are willing and open to the idea.
Have you done any, like, loom work?
Loom work? Anything past elementary school, not really.
Elementary school.
Well, yeah, because we did those, like, those mats. That's not exactly loom. That's more like lattice work. Not specifically, no. But I was interested, and I should have taken the opportunity at school when I could, because they had
loom and you didn't use it?
they had several looms.
Alyssa, what were you doing?
I was working on crows.
My gosh. You can work at Crow's at 2 a.m. The loom's closed at 8. Come on.
Oddly enough, my first collab began through a YouTube stream. I'm your first collab? I would have thought for sure that you had a collab with someone else.
They're talking about other collabs.
Oh, okay.
Reading comprehension.
Okay, cool. I'm so glad I'm not your first collab because you you seem like a really cool person, and I would hate for you to only have me be the first person to ask you. I beg to do a collab with Ezra and yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have to come up with something cool. Are you still thinking of materials I haven't done?
Have you done any serious woodworking?
Would you count? This would be my fourth under the read it.
I mean, you did make a shelf, but I'm not sure.
Would you count my plant boxes? My plant cages? I mean, I've done like I did hand carving. It wasn't.
Yeah, then you've done some woodwork.
I haven't. It wasn't the best experience because I don't think I had the best tools for it.
Yeah, you need like good knives.
Yeah.
To be any fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of cuts on my hands because my tools weren't sharp
gosh.
enough.
You need sharp knives. Sharpen your knives.
They gave me chisels.
They gave you chisels?
Yeah, you want to see the kit that they gave me?
What? Did you take a woodworking class? What is this?
No, it was like part of my freshman experience. Where did I hide it? Don't mind the random noises in the background.
Yes, your chisels. Hold on. Let me check. These should be able to shape you. Here's one of the chisels. Really stab my thumb on it.
Yeah, those one especially are pretty dull because I don't think I sharpened them at all because that was not the original kit I worked with. They were just selling them at the school, and I was like, $2?
$2? Yeah, no shit. Yeah, you ain't shaving shit with this. It's not even flat.
Yeah. Up to anything, to be honest. Either Persona animation, reanimate something, or something else. I could be interesting. Actually, I'm not sure.
Feel the burr on them still.
Yeah, those ones I haven't sharpened at all. I will email you with my ideas. I don't think I could ideate with so much going on right now.
I'm sorry?
No, you're fine. But I will definitely email you, Perry, and we can come up with something.
Yeah, that's such a shitty edge.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's not even fucking pointed.
Yeah, they told me to use sandpaper to sharpen them.
Sandpaper?
Well, it's sandpaper adjacent.
This is a high pitch. The hell?
Well, I'm glad to know that my woodworking experience was sabotage.
Yeah, they don't fucking care about your fingers, that's for sure.
The second thing I made was a wooden spoon. That was much more enjoyable because I actually used tools that were fun.
Oh, did you all want to see my wooden spoon?
I hope you guys are enjoying my sibling being in the stream. I think it's adding to the energy.
It's very spoon-shaped.
It is very spoon-shaped.
Left some artistic carving marks on the back of the spoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then like on the body as well. My goal for this spoon was to not have like a super big bite to, because like wooden spoons, they gotta be kind of thick, otherwise they're gonna like fall to pieces. But I still wanted it like very spoon shaped, so I did my best to get like a tighter lip on it. I've used this for ice cream and only ice cream.
Perry would use that spoon.
Good.
Alright, I think we will sew another butt.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't lose a finger using these. These are actually sad.
Yeah, it was also worse because I was doing kind of an all-nighter with it.
Oh my god.
My roommates were not pleased with me.
Yeah, you're using fucking chisels, and it's probably like 4 a.m. and you're pounding.
I had like this grand plan on what I wanted to do, and then I couldn't achieve it because,
Fuck ass chisels.
yeah, terrible chisels.
These go in here?
Yeah, in the back, underneath the small box.
Smells like something in here. Tell you what. Alright, so you've done wood. You've done paper mache.
The smell might be from the modeling
Knitting
clay.
and crochet. Oh, you know, I wonder if I use like a hairspray or like a setting spray, if on the stickers it would like stay a little bit better.
I mean, you're welcome to try with my matte finishing spray. Be warned, definitely do it outside. One, because fumes. Two, because the
Spray is wide.
spray is broken, kind of.
That's less fun.
Yeah, so you have to reattach the little nozzle, because I accidentally broke it when opening the can. And you'll have to like hold it in place, and you definitely will get a little bit on your hand.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. You haven't carved any precious stones.
I have not.
I don't know if you've carved any stone actually. Have you done any marble sculpture work?
No, I have not done
Have
marble
you felt
sculpture
the
work.
call of Michelangelo?
I have.
I have felt the call of Michelangelo. It's a very big call.
I think it would be fun to try and do stonework, but I was also intimidated because I was like, if woodwork is this
They
hard,
have power tools now.
yeah. If woodwork is this hard, what is stonework gonna be like?
Well, to be fair, stone's a little bit heavier.
Anyways, I'm glad I stopped in, but it's almost at 11 p.m. and I got school. Ciao.
But school. Oh.
Fair enough. Good night, Perry. Thank you for stopping by.
Don't be fooled. It is also almost 11 for us too. We just don't have school tomorrow. Haha.
I'm free for school, and they're also free for a little bit.
I'm free for the summer. Oh, excuse me. Well, see you,
Are-
Perry.
Is dinner really getting to
I
you?
don't know. I don't know where the gas came from.
It was the beans.
I don't think so. Usually those take a little bit to release all that gas. And this is coming out my esophagus, so.
You never know.
You've done some pottery. Have you done any wheel throwing?
I don't think I got to the unit of wheel throwing, but I definitely wanted to, because I thought it would be easier than hand pottering for round objects.
And pottering.
Yes, I know words.
Have you done any pop-out book?
Not specifically pop-out book, but I have done paper cut.
Okay.
That was what the.
I feel like that's a very specific art medium. You know,
Mhm.
like books and they're also super impressive. I know you've done some origami. I don't know how much origami you've done though.
Not the most, but I might need to do a little bit extra just to get an idea of it, because I'm making Lena's little hobby be origami. That and like noting things down in just having a field notebook.
Have you done any serious chalk work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you would count chalk pastel, but it's similar texture.
Okay. Sidewalk chalk?
I think at some point I like did some illustrations in chalk.
Sidewalk chalk is fun. Yeah, I like sidewalk chalk. It's a medium I don't do often. But when you do it like really well, the people that are only mediocre at sidewalk chalk, and that's the people who don't actually, they just don't know the tricks, you know?
Yeah.
And they're just doing it for fun, you know, not necessarily because they're trying to make a masterpiece.
Actually,
They're
yes.
always like, whoa, that looks crazy.
I was like thinking about it, trying to think of when I did serious chalk art. That was at CCS.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly where we were, but we went to like a square, and they were doing a whole bunch of chalk stuff. So I just sat down on the ground and started doing My Hero Academia stuff, because I was making fan comics at the time of it. so that was on my brain.
Have you made any CAD files?
CAD files?
Stuff for like 3D printers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in my bedroom. Remember the pop figure I made of you?
Oh, that's true. You did make that.
You know what we need to try?
What?
Sand art.
Sand art.
Yeah.
I mean, we make the drip castles. Do those count?
Kind of. I was thinking more like sand sculpture art. You know those like sand sculpture competitions?
Not specifically, but I'm sure they're very similar to snow sculpture competitions.
Probably.
But they're a little bit easier to compete in because you're not fighting the elements quite so much.
Well, depending on how hot the day is.
But like, I feel like sand is a little bit tougher of a sculpture material. I'm gonna be honest,
Yeah.
because snow can be additive, and I'm not sure. Sand's a little bit harder to be additive.
You can add sand to it, but you have to be very careful. Because from the one competition I watched of it, it was liable to falling back down and breaking.
Speaking of sculpture work, have you done snow sculpture?
I don't think snowmen count.
Snowmen do not count.
Not any serious snow sculptures, no. Mostly because anytime that we did get good snow going, I was either very busy at the time,
Snow sculpture
or
is
this.
something you have to like prepare for.
Yeah, and the snow didn't last too long.
Okay. Have you? I had one and disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, have you done any earthworks?
Earthworks?
Like, have you seen those like where a guy like reorganizes leaves around a tree and it looks like, and he does it in gradient, or like sticks and stuff, or like you've seen some of the larger installations like the one in the Great Salt Lake. It's like the spiral. Like,
Yeah.
You done any earthworks?
Nothing like that, but I have made a tiny little rock cabin on a beach.
I'm not sure about that one.
Me and Hayden built that one together. It was fun.
I'm pretty sure you tried like all the paints.
I think the only one I haven't tried is like true egg tempura.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't think you've done a fresco. Have you done
No.
a mural?
Not really, no. I heard frescoes were kind of difficult. Are the neighbors outside?
Dad's having a conversation outside. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh,
He's on like the
okay.
porch.
Can you tell who he's talking to?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I went to bed.
Okay. So it's probably not. That's good.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah?
That was a big one.
Are you EP?
I don't know, maybe a little.
EP sleepy?
You've done acrylics, obviously, and gouache and watercolor. Those are all very common for you. You've done oils. I have the products right behind me.
I mean, that painting's not an oil painting.
Acrylics.
That one's an oil painting.
Yeah. I do want to try oil at some point. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I mean, as long as you're willing to comp me for some of the materials, you could try it out.
Oh, you have oil paints?
Mhm. We'd have to do it outside.
That's fair. Our house is only mildly alright for ventilation. And I don't want to fumigate myself.
Yeah, that would not be ideal.
You played violin, but I don't know if you've composed anything.
I actually did.
Never mind.
The songs weren't all that good, but I actually tried writing songs.
Okay. Dancing.
I mean,
would put down as maybe no.
well, I mean, I dance for myself, and then also, didn't we all have dance classes as a child? And I did attempt to learn some electric swing dance moves.
Okay.
I learned exactly one move. One move because it didn't require that much ankle movement and didn't require me to lift my feet.
Alright. I don't know if you've done any performance art.
I mean, I was in. I
Not like musical theater. I mean like the kind of art where like you sit in like a bus station for 50 hours cutting papers, making sculptures. Exactly one. Count 'em. One electric swing dance move.
It's the only one. I can do the little kicks. I actually got really sad that I couldn't learn more.
Thinking, what else? We've had the opportunity to try so many different mediums. And also going to art school gives you the opportunity to try so many different mediums.
Yeah.
You've done digital art, no shit.
Done blender work.
Sewing, given.
Needle felting.
Needle felting. I'm trying to. Have you done any like staining of clothes with like plants?
Not that.
Okay. Who did say? Who said the thing like you've tried every medium?
Perry.
And Perry's gone.
Yeah.
Still going through the list.
I mean, you were enjoying the topic, so I wasn't gonna stop
I
you.
am enjoying the topic. Who's the musical artist that you shared the one album with me?
This one. C418.
Yeah. Is it playing right now? No.
Yep.
No, it's not. Oh, it is.
Yeah, you just can't hear it.
Is it on the stream playing?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just can't
So
listen to it.
everybody else has been listening to music except for me?
Yeah.
To be fair, I could join the stream if I so chose.
I think it would be really disconcerting for you. It would be delayed and and echoey.
And I'd hear myself, which would be scary.
I don't think you would like it all that much.
I think I wouldn't. Have you made a scarecrow?
No. Are you just reaching now?
I'm thinking. Well, okay. You want to know how I got to that? Would you like to know the thought process that
Yes.
brought me to scarecrows?
Yes.
All right. So I was going through things. I was thinking of nature, right?
Yes.
Still going with earthworks. And I'm like, okay, clay. You've worked with clay before, and it's like masonry, but I don't know if you've worked with wild clay, but masonry, and then houses, carpentry. You know, I don't know. That's like kind of under woodwork, and you've done some woodwork. And then I was thinking of like the roofing on houses. Does that count as artistry? What are the roofs on houses made out of? I was like, not really shale. You wouldn't work with stone like that. And then and I was like, oh, some houses use straw. What do you use to make straw? What could be artistic out of straw? I'm like, scarecrows. All of that happened internally, and then I said scarecrows to you, and you said what? Oh, have you done cardboard sculpture? Did you break it?
I have done cardboard sculpture.
You've done writing, of course. I think everybody's done at least a little bit of writing.
I'd be concerned if they haven't.
What else? I don't think you've made like enamel pins.
No. But I designed one.
Okay.
You know what I've been...
Did you ever make those crepe paper flowers?
I gifted them to Hayden for our anniversary.
There is a whole class in school for writing alone, sadly. C buttons. Do you not like writing?
I don't remember your answer about the crepe paper flowers. I got distracted.
Yeah, it was my anniversary gift to Hayden.
Oh. I see.
Made a whole bouquet.
Nice. Do you have photos of that?
Maybe.
I'm sure Hayden has photos of that.
If I don't
And
have...
Hayden has my phone number. Hayden. I have a side quest for you. Please take a picture of the bouquet and send it to me. Please and thank you.
They're highly interested. When it's for fun, I love it. But when I'm writing for work, things are a cry fest. That's fair.
Yeah.
I also felt that because I hate essay writing with a burning passion.
I feel net positive about essay writing. I don't know. I've had to write a lot of essays. Like a lot of essays. And so either I got good or I got dead. So and now I've written actual papers. Like probably could be published papers. If my professors ever told me whether or not they could be published. Dr. Huckins, I'm looking at you. He told me he'd read my paper a year ago. A year ago.
Did you like pester him about it?
I did. Several times. He's really bad at responding to emails, and he's also like the department chair for the bio department. So, you know. Mr. Dr. Huckins.
He'll get to it
No, he
eventually.
won't. I gifted that man maple syrup.
You had abundance.
You've made stuffed animals.
Mhm. I've been considering adding another medium to try. Stained glass.
Ooh, that one would be fun. I've also wanted to try stained glass. I think that'd be so cool. But there's like a lot of things that you need for stained glass.
Yeah, I was considering actually taking a class for that one.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best way to try it.
But I apparently with this method I still need to buy all the materials anyway. But they give me instruction on how to do soldering.
Yeah, and they'll have access to like a grinding table, right?
I'm pretty sure they're gonna have me buy a mini one, but sure, yeah.
What?
Which I'm fine with, because if this is a medium that I want to like get further into,
Oh, you could sell stuff at cons too if you wanted to.
mayhaps I could like make a fandom inspired stained glass piece. See, I think I'm going to be their funniest student because part of their lessons is design.
Pretty little flowers and
Yeah, they're gonna be like
sun in the moon and maybe a bird, and you're over here like
fish.
it's that guy from Dungeon Meshi who make the food.
Yeah, see, they're gonna teach you about design, and I'm gonna come in with my sketchbook with already like pre-sketched ideas. I'll have like an Illustrator file already set up and ready, and I'm like,
oh gosh.
I'm here to learn how to solder and cut glass in the most
Solder
best
is,
way
like,
possible.
Your least, like, it's the easiest part, honestly. You gotta just like cover the glass with something that's solder phobic.
Mhm.
You have your soldering wand, which I have. You could borrow, and you have your solder, and then after you've taped it, you just like put the stick over the seam, and then you heat it up and you let it bead. Don't be fooled. I've never watched Dungeon Meshi.
Which is a true shame and crime. You should watch it.
But the
Murderbot Diaries.
You have time for both.
Do I?
Yeah.
But there's so much more content to consume. What if I read every novel ever before I touched Dungeon Meshi?
You'll be missing out on some really great media.
I've heard good things about Dungeon Meshi.
One of my favorite things about the show is that they add some logical sense, like another layer to the ecology of, like, the dungeon.
They have ecology in the dungeon?
Yes. Are you more interested now?
I don't know. Unless it's correct. If it's incorrect, then I'll be angry. For context, my major is ecology and evolutionary biology, so I would know.
I think they do a pretty good job. The creatures interact with each other, and obviously it's magical, so there's some, like, magical bullshit in there.
Bullshit in there,
Yeah, but, like, they do their best to explain some things.
Every novel ever.
They are determined.
Every novel ever. I don't know how many books I average a year when I'm actually, like, reading books. But, like, I get through a novel and maybe sometimes even 2 a day.
They like listening to books on 2 times speed. Is it faster?
Depends on the book. 2.2 isn't bad, but not a lot of, like, sites let you go that fast. If it's fucking, I don't know if any of you remember the I Am Number 4 series. That series, so, like, I started that as a kid, and as a kid, I liked that series, right? And then I went back and revisited it, and I realized how fuck-ass the plot of that series is, and I just wanted to remember how it ended, you know, so, like, I was doing my best to get through that. At one point, I had it running at 3.5 times.
Oh my gosh.
And that was while I was shoveling the driveway. So
9 was my favorite character.
9 was a little bitch boy.
I think he was funny.
Objectively hilarious, but the whole plot with 5 was fucking stupid. It was, like, not planned well, and, like, you're allowed to have characters that are bad, but, like, as in, like, morally reprehensible, but he was just poorly planned as a morally reprehensible character. Like, I just hated him, and half of the storyline was, like, just fucking bullshit, and, like, the entire concept for the plot is very shaky, and I don't know, I just was not impressed on my read-through as a better reader.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why our cousin, like, side-eyed me anytime I was like, he's like, oh, you like reading, what books do you like to read? Because I think 1, he was looking for book recommendations, 2, he was, like, maybe trying to connect with me a little bit. Brendan?
Oh.
Older one. Why am I blanking on his name? He's the guy who studies bugs now.
The entomologist.
Yes.
And so you told him that book, and he's like,
Yeah. I was like, I really like the Lauren Legacy series. I think it's really good. And he's over here looking at me going, okay.
Oh.
Like, maybe genuinely the first time I told him, I was like, oh yeah, this is a good book series. He's like, okay. And then I think maybe he looked at it, listened to a couple of the books, and maybe had a correct opinion on the plot.
I don't know. I don't know that series. I don't know. I do not know. You've done alcohol markers.
You're still on this. I thought we changed topics.
It's a way station between times. Anything in this room you've tried, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done silkscreen?
Yes.
Really? Oh.
I have the tools to do it. if you want to try it.
I don't even know how you do silkscreen. I'm gonna be so honest.
It's essentially you make a paper pattern, some sort of pattern. Put it on top, and then you put your ink over top of that, and then you put it down, and then paper's on the bottom. It's in between, and then the silk, and you put the. I'm making a lot of hand wavy motions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can find a video on it if I so chose.
This
My goodness.
This
Shut up, diaphragm.
I've also done no, not litho.
Lithography?
No,
The one that you carved.
linoleum.
Linoleum prints. Yes.
I've done that.
Oh, have you done lithography though?
I did not, but I could have.
You didn't? You had the option to do lithography and you didn't?
I was a busy person. They had a lot of stuff that I couldn't do just because I didn't have enough time.
Lithography looks so cool.
An example of this, yes. Informative for everyone.
What?
I might need a little bit more context. See buttons.
Example? Is that a typo?
Maybe? Fair example? Just letting you know, see buttons, with the chat delay, we can get ahead of the conversation, so by the time you finish your comment, I genuinely forget what we're talking about.
I don't remember what I said 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
No, it's not that bad. But...
Yeah. Sometimes it's just delayed and just enough that I'm like confused on sometimes on the context of your comments. The example for the clothes pressing with ink. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. So
I want to cut this, but I don't trust it.
I would say bookbinding is an art.
I've done that.
I know. I said you have done bookbinding, and I was justifying my choice of that as a art medium. You've done some photography. Who hasn't in this day and age done at least a little photography?
I'm afraid that if I trim this thread, it will unravel the butt. But I need to get rid of it. The problem was it was wrapped around the tail, like this, and I didn't realize, so I got ahead of myself.
Any way you can, like, slip a needle under and pull it through?
That's what I was thinking, but that's easiest to do with a crochet needle.
And those are too big.
Yeah.
I mean, could you, like, I don't know, pull around and then send it through a little bit further in? And then tighten it, right? And then, like,
Pull it through.
yeah.
Let's try that.
Don't lose your needle in there. And you gotta, like, draw it tight, get a little, and then don't.
There we go.
Fixed.
All better.
Huzzah! Wait, hold on. Did Hayden finally complete the mission?
Did they?
No. Oh, Kira has water again.
Oh, fantastic.
Yay! Hayden. Is Hayden still here?
I don't know. They might just be listening in.
Hayden. And Bones. I'm calling you for a photo of the bouquet.
All right. I think we've made fantastic progress on the crows.
So I just bought 4 gallons of water for nothing.
What, did Kira buy water? Alright, it is 11:30. I think we've made good progress on the crows. It was lovely having you guys on for stream. I will let you know in the community tab when the next one's going to be happening. And until then, have a good rest of your day. Alright.
Bye, peoples.
Goodbye.